Here. Here. Feel.
And here we are. You alright, lad? I didn't know we were gonna have other earrings. You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets beside. That's really hard to pronounce, my dude. That'll be the Aether, I reckon. Some are more prone to the sickness than others. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Odd. So we're on a caravan, it seems. Yeah, I didn't know I'd be wearing earrings. They weren't in the character creation thing. Moogles? This boy just blowing. Feeling better, Kupo? Aha, you can see us. I had a feeling you could, Kupo. We're moogles, and we live in this wood. Normal folks can't see or hear us, which makes you special, Kupo. Who are these two? And seeing how you're special, maybe you can tell us something. The wood's been restless as late. Lots of strange things happening. Have you chanced to witness anything suspicious, Kupo? They talk oddly. Yeah, I think I just came into existence. Oh, he's downing it. Oh, absolute savage. But of course you haven't. You've only just arrived. That's what I'm saying. Well, there's nothing for it then. We'll just have to keep looking. Nice to meet you, Kupo. Alrighty. Look at them all. That was odd. Is this dude gonna be like, why are you talking to yourself there? Guess not. Or maybe he just thinks he's imagining it because he's so drunk. Who knows? Gridania is still a fair way off, in case you were wondering. Seeing as you're awake, how's about you keep me company till we get there? Alright. Them youngins don't care much for conversation, see? Breadmont's the name, and peddlin's me trade. As for your good self, judging by your unusual garments, I'd say you're one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? I love the way he speaks. I knew it, going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Well, one of the main reasons, my main motivation from what I perceived playing before was money. Fortune, eh? Well, it's a dream we've all had one time or another. Once you've learned to handle yourself in a fight, you'll want to pay a visit to whichever crafting or gathering guilds tickles your fancy. Gridania is renowned for its leatherworkers and carpenters, not to mention its botanists. Adventuring isn't just about killing things after all. A peaceful pastime may well help you make your fortune. That is true. Very important. Just remember though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. What's going up? Halt, go no further. Wood whaler? Like the mask. What's this then? Oh. Ooh-ah. Ooh-ah. Not really much we could have done to stop it. I love the purple. I'm sorry. I love my character. What's going on? A skirmish has broken up ahead on the Axel with the Ixal, I'll say. For your own safety, you should remain here until... This boy's about to get shot in the back, I'm betting. Oh, huh. I should mention, a lot of this I haven't seen because before I started in Ul'dah, and now we're starting in Gridania. Bloody elves. We shall hold them here. Try to break clear. Yeah, depending on what class you choose, you change your starting city. So before I chose Thaumaturge, which is Black Knight or Black Mage. So started in Ul'dah. I did like Gridania so much though, I just had to see it. That was too bleeding close. Nice of the Ixal to send us a welcome party though, huh? Joking aside, this won't be the last time you meet those feathered fiends, so just you take care, alright? By the by, is this your first trip to Gridania? Well, no, not really. Thought not, but I'll wager there's been some changes since your last visit. Allowed a journeyed itinerant to teach you a few things about your new destination. Ahem. The city of Gridania lies slap bang in the middle of the Black Shroud, the biggest, lushest forest in all of Eorzea. Though it ain't near as lush as it used to be, saying that, not since the calamity laid half of it to waste. The destruction prompted a herd of new nasties to move in and gave the Ixal unneeded encouragement. Birdman raids have become a daily occurrence. Ah, at long last. Behold Gridania, the forest nation blessed by the elementals. Sometimes it's hard to read the dialogue when it has such a slang to it, like that. So I apologize for all the mess-ups.
The Black Shroud, the ancient forest, close to the heart of Eorzea. Beneath the boughs of its towering trees lies the woodland city-state of Gridania. Once a sanctuary from the world beyond the hedge, even the mighty elementals, eternal guardians of the forest, could not forestall the coming of the seventh umbral era. However, the goddess Nofika was never one to forsake her children, and today she welcomes another brave soul. One who may yet play a telling role in the tale of this great realm.
And here's where we part ways, son. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, and it's back to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for keeping me company. Alrighty. What might it be? Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square. Sounds good to me. Fun fact, I don't think you see him for the rest of the game.
May the matron take him to her bosom, that he may never want.
Take me to the bosom.
And in his heart, sow serenity, purity, and sanctity.
Oh man, every time it shows a close-up of my character, I'm so proud of it. Like, compared to my, like, first character, it looks so good. Anyway, there's your title screen, 30 minutes into this. Just a heads up, I'm probably going to make each of these episodes at least an hour each. It's a long game. I don't want it to, like, you know, just get ridiculous. Alrighty, and here we enter Gridania. Oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful compared to the other two cities. I gotta say. Like, look at this nice nature area. If you're curious, Ul'dah is like a desert market kind of city. And then oh, I can't even think of the name right now. It's so complicated. Anyway, the one that's like Lamaz or whatever is like a fishing town on the sea. You there, yes you. Why, hello there. Your face is not known to me. Newly come to the city, no doubt. I guess. I am Bertinant, the wood whaler of Gridania. It is my duty to protect our nation from our enemies while welcoming those who may yet prove her friends. Let us see what you are. Ugh, the speaking patterns. Might take a while to get used to those. Anyway, I think we get to play now. Oh, look at this. Welcome to Gridania, a vibrant forest nation cradled in the bosom of nature. Please select the control scheme. I'm going to be using gamepad for now. I know how it works. So, don't do that. Close that. So, basically, control stick to move, right control stick to turn the camera. No, whoops. The way we're going to be using our... Stop. The way we're going to be using our abilities is by holding left trigger or right trigger while pressing any of the buttons shown down there to activate whatever ability is shown. And then, of course, we have our HP, MP, and TP, which is kind of like MP for physical attacks. Anyway, let's get a move on. Initiating quests. Yeah, you talk to people with the little icon above their head. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Gridania, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. The reward, as you can see there, that's your experience that you'll get, and that's the gil, or money, that you'll get. So let's go ahead and accept it. Another green adventurer, I presume? I thought as much. We cannot allow strangers to wander Gridania unchecked and... Oi! Not adventurers, strangers. Before you rush off and begin pestering every second citizen for work, I suggest you make yourself known at the Carline Canopy. That's a word. That's the headquarters of the local Adventurers Guild, in case you were wondering. The Carline Canopy is the building you see behind me. Speak to Mother... Oh, that's a word. Within, and she will take you in hand. Oh, I have no idea how to pronounce that. So now we've accepted a quest. It's going to be on our duty list. The duty list is everything that's to the bottom of the map in the top right corner. You can have 5 quest objectives shown at once, basically. So I usually don't even take more than 5 quests at a time, just because I like seeing everything I can do. The Y button jumps, now that we have more of a free time here. I should mention, this sprint ability that's on left trigger and Y. Oh, I can't use it right now, but it's the most important ability, pretty much. It's how you're going to be getting around a lot quicker than you would normally. Collecting rewards, yeah. So whenever you see the green check mark above a quest objective, that means you're about to complete it. Otherwise, it kind of shows like a fireball kind of thing if it's like in the middle of a quest. So what's up? We got to join the Adventurers Guild. Well, what have we here? A wide-eyed and wondering young adventurer come to put your name down at the guild, I presume? You'd be right. Welcome. Mioun? I'll say Mioun. Mioun's my name, or Mother Mioun as most call me, and the Carline Canopy is my place. As the head of the Adventurers Guild in Gridania, I have the honor of providing guidance to the fledgling heroes who pass through our gates. No matter your ambitions, the guild is here to help you attain them. I like how I'm just barely peeking over the table. In return, we expect you to fulfill your duties as an adventurer by assisting the people of Gridania. A fine deal, wouldn't you agree? To an outsider's eyes, all may seem well within our nation, but naught could be further from the truth. The people live in a state of constant apprehension. The Ixal and various gangs of common bandits provide an unending supply of trouble compounded by the ever-present threat of the Garlean Empire to the north, that is to say nothing of the calamity. They keep talking about the calamity, we'll learn more about that later. Even now the wounds have barely begun to heal. But I speak of it as if you were there. Forgive me, 5 years past, Eorzea was well-nigh laid to waste when a dread worm, interesting, emerged from within the lesser moon, Dalamud, and rained fire upon a lot of this is just going to be pronouncing stuff, I'm sorry, is which people call the calamity. Scarcely a square malm in the 12's woods of spared. Jeez, use normal words, please. Yet despite the forest's extensive wounds, not a soul among us can recall precisely how it all happened. I am well aware of how improbable that must sound to an outsider. It is improbable, but it's also true. For reasons we can ill explain, the facts surrounding the calamity are shrouded in mystery. There are as many versions of the events as there are people willing to recount them. Interesting. Yet amidst the hazy recollections and conflicting accounts, all agree on one thing, that Eorzea was saved by a certain doom by a band of vigilant adventurers, valiant. Whatever else we've misremembered, none of us have forgotten the heroes who risked life and limb for the sake of the realm, and yet whenever we try to say their names, the words die upon our lips. And whenever we try to call their faces to mind, we see naught but silhouettes amidst a blinding glare. Thus have these adventurers come to be known as the Warriors of Light. A fun reference to pretty much every other Final Fantasy game. Pray do not feel daunted by the deeds of legends. We do not ask that you become another Warrior of Light, only that you do what you can to assist the people of Gridania. Great or small, every contribution counts. I trust you will play your part. I hope I will too. All that's left then is to conclude the business of registration. Here's a quill, scrawl your name right there. Also, I should point out, the fact that she's an elf is slightly important. That basically denotes what the most populated species is here. I don't know if you'd call them species, probably just races. Basically, elves inhabit Gridania. That's what it is, right? And in Ul'dah, it's mostly Lalafell, actually. Now, I would appreciate if you used your real name. There's a special place in the 7th Hell for those who use amusing aliases. Interesting. Yeah, the 7th Hell is, hell. Sal Lapois, And you're quite sure that is an amusing alias? Wow, that's rude. Very well, from this moment forward, you are a registered adventurer of Gridania, nation blessed by the elementals and the bounty of 12's Wood. The guild expects great things from you. Cool. Look at what just arrived, another God's damned adventure. Really? Yo, that's rude. Don't you start with that. Adventurers are the very salve that Gridania needs. Also, they're saying that in the Adventurers Guild. You're gonna get beat up, dude. The Elder Seedseer herself bade us welcome them with open arms. Do you mean to disregard her will? Of course not, lest you forget. It is my sworn duty to uphold the peace. Am I to blame if outsiders bring mistrust upon themselves? Interesting. You, adventurer, mind that you do not cause any trouble here, or I shall personally cast you out of this realm and into the 7th Hell. That's really rude. Ugh. Pay the outburst no mind. He only meant to counsel you. Suspicious characters have been prowling the 12's Wood of late, you see, and the Wood Whalers feel they cannot afford to take any chances. Understandable, I guess. As is often the way with folk who live in isolation, Gridanians are wont to mistrust things they do not well know, your good self included. Fear not, however, given a catalogue of exemplary deeds, there's no more than a handful of years, the locals will surely warm to you. Years? Yeesh. On behalf of my fellow citizens, I welcome you to Gridania. May you come to consider our nation as your own in time. Well, I'd love to. I'm probably as a Lalafell from Ul'dah, when you think about it. Now then, you may depend on old Mother... I'm never gonna say that word. Mioun. To teach you a few things that every adventurer should know. A lot of dialogue here at the beginning, but, I mean, it's an MMO. It's kind of how it's gonna be through most of the game. So, I'd be careful. Anyway, that completes our first quest. And I don't know if we're just going to immediately get another quest from her. So, main scenario requests. That's basically going to be quest markers that look like that. And then, you know, the normal quests or the side quests will look like what they did before. So let's go ahead and start it. Yoon, the proprietress of the Carline Canopy, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. It kind of sucks I have to go through this. You know, I know how to play the game. Let's begin at the beginning, shall we? Now that you are a formal member of the Adventurers Guild, we must be sure you have a firm grasp of the fundamentals of adventuring. To that end, I have 3 tasks I wish you to perform. Okay. Your first task is to visit the Aetherite. Oh, that's important. The massive crystal stands in the middle of the Aetherite Plaza, not far from the Carline Canopy. As a device that enables instantaneous transportation, the Aetherite plays a key role in the life of ever-wandering adventurer. Once you have located the crystal, all you need to do is touch its surface. A member of the Wood Whalers will be present to offer further instruction. For your second task, you are to visit the Lancers Guild. There will be no better place to learn the arts of polearm. Speak with Jillian, and she will explain the benefits of joining the guild. For your third and final task, I would have you visit the markers at the heart of Old Gridania's commercial district. There you will find weapons and armor and all the various items that an adventurer might need on his travels. There is, however, more to the markets than buying and selling goods. Speak with Parse Montre, I guess, and listen well to his counsel. The master merchant can be uncooperative at times, so be sure to offer him one of my famous eel pies. Ew. Like so many men, he is much more charitable when his stomach is full. Here, I made a batch not long ago. Man, destroy them. You have your tasks, Sal. May Nofika guide your path. Nofika, maybe. And one more thing. Should you happen to come across any citizens in need, don't be afraid to proffer a helping hand. That's an interesting word I've never heard before. I'm certain they will be pleased to meet an adventurer in whom they can confide their woes. Granted, the work they offer will unlikely be of realm-shattering importance, but prove your worth to build a reputation, and in time, folk will be more inclined to trust you with matters of moment. Okay, gotcha. Zoom in on 2 random people. I also suggest that you lend an ear to the smith here in the Canopy. The smiths are trusted representatives of the Adventurers Guild and are an invaluable source of advice to neophyte heroes learning to attain greatness. She speaks a lot more eloquently than the Lalafell guildmaster in Ul'dah. That's what's really throwing me off, to be honest. Like, ugh. She spoke like a human. I mean, I get you're not a human. You're an Ellison. Cool. Well, we finally kind of have free reign, I'm pretty sure, here. Which is great. I'm gonna have to learn to shut up during these loading screens so I can just cut them out. Anyway. So we're gonna oh, it's gonna throw up 1,000, like, guide things. Basically, while you're in a town, you're going to build up a meter that'll increase your experience. I'm sure it's about to tell us. This is gonna take forever, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So we got the main menu. It's gonna talk about the main menu. Sanctuaries, basically you're in a town, you'll get increased experience when you leave. Navigation, it's a map. Boom, there you go. Hit him with the fast stuff. So the smith is here. Is that one of our... That is not one of our current quests, so I'm going to ignore that for a tiny little bit. You'll notice that we actually have a little plant next to our name, which points out that we're a new adventurer. And that icon that he has there means he's queued into something important that we won't be able to go into for a while here. So I'm going to kind of do a few quests. I'm not going to be doing many side quests throughout this game, mind you, because they're really not important for the most part. Anyway, you'll also eventually start getting items for rewards, and this can include equipable items. This is a potion and wind shard, which is kind of used for crafting. Newly come to Gridania, are you? In search of fame and fortune, perhaps? If you have confidence in your abilities, I urge you to speak with the... Oh my god, dude, you're gonna kill me with these words. Of the God's Quiver. You can find him standing vigil before the Archers Guild. The creatures of Twelve's Wood have been behaving most unnaturally of late, and it has fallen to the God's Quiver to pacify them. Alas, they are sorely undermanned. For this reason, they seek able adventurers to supplement their ranks. I'm certain that your offer of aid would be well received. So they're probably going to end up saying something like, hey, can you make us a coffee or something? Ooh, I like that outfit. What level are you? So you can like, 66. The highest level, mind you, is 70. So they're pretty up there. So I'm going to touch the Aetherite, and this is basically a teleportation point. From anywhere in the world, you can teleport to this crystal for a small fee, or with a small cooldown. Greetings, adventurer. I see you faithfully following Mother Mune's instructions. Why, hello there. I love your masks. Allow me to offer you a bit of instruction myself. I'm Nisia of the Wood Whalers, and I know a thing or two about the Aetherite. Yes, that big crystal right there. Yeah? Aetherites are devices that tap into ethereal energies and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of Aether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune themselves to each one. Truly, few things in this world are so useful to an intrepid explorer. But you need not locate them all at once. Before rushing out into the wilds, I suggest you start with the Aetherites found here in Gridania. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherite or transportation magic, I am here to answer your questions. Well, I don't really need an explanation. So basically, return is our first transportation spell. It'll allow us to return to our Aetherite that's marked as home. And for now, that's going to be this one. I'm going to keep it as this one for a very long time. Not sure if I'm actually ever going to end up changing it. And it has a 15-minute cooldown. You'll be able to freely teleport to your home base. Otherwise, when you're teleporting, there's the basic teleport spell that's on X right here will cost money to use. So you're going to want to use it just sometimes. Adele is looking for an adventurer to deliver a forgotten item. Well, I can do that easily. Just as a heads up, I'm not going to be reading every single quest, words, because, most of the time they're not too important. And, we need to go to Old Gridania. So I can look at the map here and see where our quest objectives are. And that's all the way over at the Archers Guild. I'd rather not go there right now. We actually have another one of our objectives right over here. Be patient with me. I'm going to use sprint here. Basically, it lets you run for 20 minutes and 20 seconds, and it has a 40-second cooldown after that. So here's one of our objectives. Adele sent you? Give me a moment. Here they are, still fresh and unused the day he got them. Doubt he's ever realized that he left the bloody things behind. First day and he forgets his tools. Daft sod needs a kick in the... Yep. So that's what a normal, in-between things quest looks like. There's another quest right here. Once again, I'm not going to take all the quests I see. There's just too many. So I believe we want to find Here, we're going to go to Old Gridania. That's the other half of the town. We need to find the Lancers Guild, which is where we're going to learn the basics of combat and learn how to be a Lancer, which should be exciting. I should mention, every class has its own quest chain, and once you finish that quest chain, with a minimum of level 30, you get promoted to your actual, Dragoon, for me, and stuff. This is an Aethernet shard. Basically, you can warp around the big cities. So, those are very important for getting around easier. I don't need that. You would sigh at how long I ran around Ul'dah like an idiot without having the warps around. Ooh, we need to go to New Gridania to do one of the things. So where's the Lancers Guild? Somewhere out here, right? Oh, really? It's all the way out there? That's ridiculous, dude. Okay. Well, while we're on the way there, we're going to be able to complete one of our quests. There's so many quests here to start out. I guess I might as well start randomly taking some so we can start completing them. They're really just good for, early on experience. Kind of trash experience for the most part. You're going to be getting most of your experience from dungeons and your main either guild quests or your story quests. So I guess we might as well complete one of our side quests here. There's so many in the game, there's no way I'm ever going to complete them all, by the way. Yeah, handing over items, we just did it. So, obviously that's not the goal of this, is not to do every single side quest in the game. It's definitely to just enjoy it to the point that I want to enjoy it. We're just going to take a bunch of quests. This is going to be a very common theme. Take a bunch of quests, complete them, have a good time. We'll look at the rewards once we actually get them. So she said she dropped some items around here, and we need to interact with them. There's a delivery moogle. Basically, it's DMing. This is a very large area to have dropped items. I'm sorry, but this is humongous. I'm gonna keep heading towards the guild. Actually, it's, yeah, we'll take the long way around so that we can complete another quest over here. Should be very, very convenient. Also make a note to check the map for Aetherite, because you're going to want to get all of those little locations down. So 5 potions, not too bad. Yeah, you can use items. So basically, I'm actually going to do this right here. I'm going to put potions, I'm going to use the mouse for this, put potions on my tab here. I usually put them on the left side because I put my more active stuff on the right side, so I put like, you're not going to use potions much. So there's not really a reason to put it on the main part. So we're actually going to hit the market before we actually hit the Lancers Guild. Another Aethernet shard. I should mention also, once you connect with all the Aethernet shards, you're going to have additional warps to all the exits and entrances of the city, which normally you wouldn't be able to warp to. So it's pretty important that you connect with them. So we are looking for Parse Montret, I believe his name is. By what right does a fledgling adventurer presume to address the Parse Montret, master of the markets? That's very, like, uppity of you. You think you can stroll in here bold as you please and demand my hard-earned knowledge? Ha! A merchant does not for naught, especially when dealing with would-be heroes. If, on the other hand, you had some tasty morsel to curry my favor, then I might reconsider your request. Come now, this whole encounter reeks of Mion's handwork, and more specifically, her baking. Don't be so surprised, son. I smelled that eel pie of yours a malm away. Hand it over. That's very rude. Holy moly. So we'll give him the pie. That flaky crust, just divine. Very well, I'm a man of my word. Pay close attention, for I shall only explain this once. The aspiring adventurer needs to look no further than the rosewood and ebony stalls. Both are but a short stroll from where we stand. If you mean to do battle, you'd best be prepared with a quality set of weapons and armor. Such goods are the province of the Rosewood Stalls, directly south of here. You will be pleased to learn that the merchants of Gridania are exceedingly particular when it comes to craftsmanship, so you needn't fear defective straps and the like. Loudcar. If it is potions and paraphernalia you seek, head north to the Ebony Stalls. Oh, they're actually different colored, wow. The shelves that there are lavishly stocked with widely traveled Uldan merchants, and I may say, truly say, that I've seen things amongst their myriad wares that I scarce knew existed. Do you follow me thus far? The first step in any purchase is to select the stalls that meet your needs. Then you might concern yourself with price and profit. It's weird because he's really literally just explaining how a shop works. There's little more I can cheat you with mere words. Go peruse the stalls and see for yourself what wares they offer. There's no substitute for first-hand experience after all, and I am wary of talking, unless you have another eel pie. Yeah, relatable. So, does he literally just want us... Okay, he's gonna give us another quest where he's like, ooh, talk to people, isn't he? Willing to permit a venture to the system and fulfilling an order for the Lancers Guild. Okay, well, we need to go to the Lancers Guild anyway, so we might as well do this. I take it my previous explanation did not suffice to sate your curiosity. Very well, if you wish to know more of the markets, I shall give you a practical education, free of charge. As master of the markets, I entertain many requests, this order from the whalers, for example, but I delegate their fulfillments to my hirelings, that I might tend to such tasks as I am alone am capable of performing. That was a weird way to say it. Also, it looks like that says no slurp, the door there. For your personal betterment, I shall delegate the fulfillment of this particular request to you. I bid you search the stalls for a bone spearhead, a pot of beeswax oil, and a length of brambleweed rope, and deliver them to him of the Lancers Guild. There is much more to be found in these stalls. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. So, find the items. I really shouldn't be, like, I'm gonna go south first. I really shouldn't be reading like all of these lines. There's a ridiculous amount of them, and if I really spent all my time doing them, it'd be a lot. So tool supplier gives you tools for, okay, let me show this off. So we have classes here. These are all of the fighting classes, basically. Anything you can fight enemies with. And then you have, ooh, wrong thing. No, I can't actually show it off now. That sucks. Anyway, there's like material making classes, for lack of a better word. And they're called Disciples of the Hand, where you can make armor, leather, crafting items, potions, pretty much anything in the game you can craft with these abilities, so they're worth training up as well. So get all the items and then we can go straight to the Lancers Guild with another quest to do. Also, there's probably an Aetherite in there, wasn't there? No, there wasn't an Aetherite in the market. Huh, that's really odd. Anyway, ooh, I love this building. Wow, it's really pretty. All right, and it looks like we just need to talk to you to complete that quest. It was actually a lot of experience too, and I think it's going to level us up. You're fortunate to work under such a man. You would be well to mold yourself in his image if you have any aspirations as a merchant. I mean, I'm literally... Did they not get the memo that I'm coming? Yeesh. Anyway, with that, we have a story mission with the guild receptionist. So, okay. Look at this place. That'd be useful to just look around first. They're all using spears. Such a cool weapon. I like that. All right, let's just talk. Welcome to the Lancers Guild. I see you brought your own spear. I did. I didn't really think of that. If you seek to refine your skills with the polearm, then you've come to the right place. Here at the Lancers Guild, spear wielders gather to train one another and further hone their abilities under the tutelage of our fine instructors. More than just an instrument of war, the spear is also a tool for hunting and more game than with game ever plentiful in the 12's wood. Interesting. The weapon has been the mainstay of the locals here since before the founding of Gridania. So that kind of explains why the guild is here and not in some other town. With the passing of time, our nation becomes a gathering place for spearmasters across the realm, many eager to test their mettle against the famed might of our wood whalers. And it was here in Gridania that their myriad fighting styles came into contact, eventually giving rise to the art taught here today. That spear technique would be formalized and at all owed much to the founding of the Lancers Guild by the wood whaler captain Mistal, nigh on a century past. The tradition of accepting students from without as well as within... What? Without as well as within. Find a better way to word your sentences. Gridania's borders persist to this day, ensuring that the art of the polearm may not only survive, but also continue to evolve. Well, there you have it. I hope that this brief history of the guild has helped settle any doubts in your mind. The Lancers Guild is always eager to welcome new initiates. If you've the will to enlist, speak to me again and we shall begin their enrollment procedures. So now you're going to see a blue quest there. So these blue quests are really important. Basically, that means you're going to unlock something by doing it. So I'd say you see a blue quest, do it. 100% of the time, and 90% of the time. Well then, have you made up your mind to enlist in the Lancers Guild? Absolutely. So Jillian wishes you reaffirm your desire to join the Lancers Guild. Let's do it. These are important. You definitely want to do your guild quests. Excellent. I shall let Guildmaster Ewan, maybe, to expect you. All who seek admittance to our ranks present themselves before him. He will judge if you are fit to become one of this. Pray you make your way to the training area within. Our guildmaster awaits you there. Okay, cool. You have a quest for me. Boss of the Lancers Guild wants a fledgling adventurer to deal with some squirrel problem. Nice. Sure. So he's actually going to ask us to fight some squirrels outside of the city, I'm sure. So we're going to want to do that a bit later. Anyway, this is Ewan, I guess? I really hope they say it. Maybe Ewan. Well met, adventurer. I understand you wish to learn the Lancer's art under our roof. Though you have doubtless brandished a spear before this day, and perhaps even in earnest, you still have a long way to go before you may call yourself a Lancer in sooth. In my capacity as a guild master, I shall guide your training, beginning with the very basics, the principle of our art. There exist a myriad fighting styles, each of which has its own unique qualities. None, however, can claim to be as offensively minded as our own. Our approach is ever one of attack, no matter who or what we face. An experienced lancer is able to wield a polearm as if it was an extension of his body. He transforms into a raging storm before his foes, delivering a barrage of devastating thrusts and slashes. To facilitate such a relentless assault, we lancers forego plate, favoring armor of leather and chain. Such materials as provide adequate protection without unduly hindering movement. A lancer's worth may be measured quite simply, with how swiftly and decisively he can pierce his enemy's defenses. By its nature, the polearm is a simple weapon to wield, for good or ill. Even in a farmer's hands, it is capable of wreaking considerable havoc. Thus has it been a mainstay of every great army since ancient times. Yet know that a lance alone does not a lancer make. Faced with unfavorable odds, an unseasoned spearman will break formation and flee without a moment's hesitation. A true lancer, however, flinches not before his enemies, for he knows not the meaning of fear. Ever does he press forward, disdainful of the odds that he might pierce the enemy line and open a path to victory. Now, I just want to throw in here, this is interesting because as a mage beforehand, my guildmaster was literally telling me that, like, know your battles. Don't get caught in a fight you can't win. And this guy's like, yeah, dude, balls to the wall. Needless to say, doing so requires no small amount of courage, and that is why your guild is striven from the first to instill this essential quality in every soul who passes through our halls. Arduous trials await you, should you join our ranks. Knowing this, have you the resolve to wield the lance? Yes, I do. I'm gonna jump and fight and stab. Well said, adventurer. I see no reason to deny you at a place within our ranks. But I neglected to introduce myself. I am Ywain, master of this guild. Pleasantries duly exchanged, I hereby assign you your first task, a trial to be precise. In order to develop an affinity with your weapon and learn to gauge such things as distance, you are to go forth, brandish your spear with reckless abandon. The squirrels, ladybugs, and funguars? Okay. I think it's supposed to be like fungus that roam just outside the city should provide you with a suitable challenge. Put down, let us say, 3 of each, and then report back to me. Got it. Well, since we do actually need to take down some squirrels anyway for that other mission, now seems like a great time to actually exit the city. That's a pier. That's actually not going to exit the city itself. Did I attune with this Aetherite shard? I don't think I did. Yeah, definitely get the one outside the Lancers Guild. Okay. Well, I'm going to say it's about time to exit the city. Ugh. I don't like that this is such a huge area to look for that in. I'm honestly just going to drop that one. Yeah, you can just abandon quests all you want, so it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, let's go into the outskirts of town. Now, where exactly I'd want to do that, I'm not sure. I'm not completely familiar with Gridania, although I do know the basic layout. It's at least not as complex as Ul'dah. Not even close. Or in fact, Lumina, whatever, Luminosa, whatever. That's such a complicated city. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to explore it, or start out with it. Just wouldn't want to take the time. I really need to shut up during these loading screens. Here we are. Back in the middle of the Aethernet, so there's a goal here. Oh, we can finish a quest there, and then there's one way out here to the west. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. There is an Aethernet shard all the way on the left there, so I'm actually going to go for that first. Because it seems very, very easy to get to. So here's one thing. We're going to be walking around a lot. So I'm going to have the opportunity to talk about pretty much whatever I want while playing this game. It's definitely a very low attention span game, so like I can just have any kind of conversation that I want while playing it. And I was thinking, here's an idea. If me and Ralph and Jamie ever really have like Discord calls, I was thinking about just playing this in the background and like make it an episode. Just put our conversations in the background. Kind of like a stream, but you know, not really. So I guess I just talked to him, and we leveled up. We're level 2 now. Here's a question. If I go to action and traits, these are all the abilities we're going to learn. I don't get my next ability until level 4. So what does True Thrust do? I don't even know. Delivers an attack with a potency of 160. That's basically its attack power. Recast, it takes 2.5 seconds to recast. Okay. Neat. Well, that's a good basic attack to have, I suppose. Are you going to tell us to defeat enemies? Because if so, yes, I need to take this quest because I'm attacking Fungars at the same time. See, this is a really good thing to get into the habit of, is taking quests that you're already going to do anyway because of the main quest or the guild quest. So it's always important to know kind of what you're going to be doing in a quest before you actually take it. These wind shards are really not going to be important to me. You can see there in the chat log. Population control accepted. That's the name of it? Wow. Once again, I just need to be quiet. I mean, we're here anyway. Let's go ahead and finish up our first main quest. I believe this is the first one, and it was quite a doozy as well. We're going to get to what this boy's going to say eventually. I just don't feel like taking it on right now. I want to get out there and start fighting. The Conquering Hero returns. You've completed my little tasks, I trust. The 3 locations you visited will feature prominently in your life as an adventurer. It is best you grow familiar with them as soon as possible. Now here's the thing, I almost never use the market. You'll be getting better weapons and equipment just through main quests. And you took the time to listen to the woes of the citizenry? That's weird. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to lend your talents to one and all, no matter how trivial the matter may seem. Gotcha. I'm thankful that you're obliging sort, Sal. It's adventurers like you who will win the hearts of locals and pave the way for those who follow. I pray Gridania can rely on your aid in the struggles to come. Sure. Get some more experience from that. I should say, a good, large portion of your... And then I believe... That didn't complete the quest? Why does she still have the... Oh, there it is. So I don't think we can continue until we're level 4. Good to know. So now we're kind of just free to do whatever. This guy has a crown next to his head because he's basically like a community leader of sorts. They call them... Ooh, what did they call them? They call them like, I don't even remember. Like nobles or something. Basically, they're experienced players who have taken on the role of teacher to new players. So it's really cool that they have a feature like that. I should mention, one of the main reasons I wanted to play this game is because I heard that the community is so nice. And honestly, after playing a little bit, like all of the fights I've done with other characters have been, or with other people, have been so positive. Achievements can basically get you items sometimes. So that's why you want to do achievements. Anyway, this is the first time we're actually going to be fighting some enemies. Any enemies with this little, like, quest icon above their head is an enemy that you need to destroy for a quest. So you do have auto-attacking in this game, though you're pretty much always going to just be using your skills. Yeah, experience points level you up. Binding items. Equip is now bound to you. Yeah, once you use an item, it's bound to you, so you cannot sell it if it's been used. Be careful. I'm gonna try and not. So like, yeah, that's our basic attack. Hitting them with that big 7. Obviously, your skills are going to do a lot more damage than your basic attacks, and it's going to the fighting is going to feel a lot more one-dimensional at the beginning here than it will much later on in the game. And of course, with our huge TP amount, like, obviously we're not going to be using it up anytime soon, so we can kind of just spam our attacks. Once we get to level 4, we're going to get our second skill, and it's going to get much more complex. And this is pretty much how any class will work. The farther you get in, the more complex the fighting with it gets. This is especially true for magic-based classes, because you have to... It's just like, I chose Lancer partly because I don't want to have a class where it's just you use attacks in an order. That just feels really boring to me. Honestly, it's like, okay, I use attack 1, then 2, and then 3. Because sometimes that's just how it works, and that just seems so boring to me. Anyway, we're not even close to slaying all the monsters we need to. This is the last squirrel we need, and then we're just going to have to find some fungars somewhere. It does show them in the little circles sitting around here. There should be somewhere around here. Also level 3. Not bad, getting close. Oh, there's some fungars. There's 2 circles still, oddly enough. I guess one's for the guild quest and one's for the other quest. These boys are going to be a little bit more powerful. Early on, you don't really need to worry about levels, because obviously we're going to be destroying any monster probably under like level 5, 6 or so. Not going to be too much of a problem. Also, these things definitely look straight out of Dark Souls. I know that's a meme, but there's an enemy exactly like these in Dark Souls, I'm fairly certain. The Fate system. Alright, this is something I should actually show off. Fate is short for Full Active Time Event. Its public quests occur periodically in real time. Okay, I could just talk about it. You know what? So that blue circle that you see over there, basically that's a Fate. And there'll be... These gives out huge, and I mean huge amounts of experience when you complete them. Basically, it's going to be a kind of community challenge. Anyone can come in and start fighting, but I don't think anyone else is here, which kind of sucks. And it's going to want you to defeat a ridiculous amount of forest fungar, and since we're fighting them anyway. Oh look, this person's gonna help. Yeah, that's so cool. So we're working to basically defeat... Oh, I'm fighting the wrong kind of enemies. Whoops. We're supposed to be fighting the enchanted fungar. That's my bad. Okay, you know what? I'll help, because it's actually not often that you get to... that other people join in these fates. So I really want to do this. I'm really low leveled, so that's obviously going to be a problem. You're going to get a certain amount of experience from this depending on how much you help, and I'm not doing much because I want to, complete my tasks. I don't know what the chain above me actually means, to be honest, because that is not something I've encountered as a mage. There we go. Locking onto enemies is a little odd as playing with a controller. There's the other one. It's a lot easier if you're playing with a mouse. Jeez, we do absolutely no damage to them alone. They are a level above us, to be fair, but we're probably going to reach level 4 once we finish this. You can see the meter on the right side is actually filling up. Let's see, where else? Gotta wait for them to spawn. Oh, there's one. Ooh, he actually just locked onto me. Hopefully I get help, because I'm not sure I can take this on by myself. I can. It's not too bad. Yep. Taken down. This boy over here. I should probably put on sprint. I always forget that you can use it when you're not trying to get somewhere, but you're not helping me with this one. They're fighting another one or something. No, they're just kind of chilling. Oh, we have a 4th player. Oh my goodness, you never get this. Wow, maybe it's just because I'm playing on a different server. The server I played on first just happened to be a very empty server, turns out, because basically there's like a site that has like the server population of all the servers. Cactuar is a pretty full one, and in addition, not gonna lie, Lucagen's kind of guild type of thing is in this server, which is part of the reason I wanted to do it. Oh yeah, look at all that. We got 300. Ooh. So Fate rewards. Basically, it's a lot of money and a lot of experience. Based on how well you did, you'll get a gold, silver, or bronze medal, depending on how much you contributed. Now here's explaining combos. Now this is something I didn't have as a mage. Melee-oriented classes, such as Gladiator or Marauder, can chain together their weapon skills to deal additional damage or inflict additional enfeeblements to their targets. It's known as a combo. I didn't know about that. Combos are not available to pugilists, as this melee class employs a unique weapon skill chaining. If a weapon skill can be chained with another, it will be indicated with the weapon skill's help text under the combo action. Okay, so that can be comboed with True Thrust. Okay, so basically it wants me to use true thrust and then vorpal thrust. And then must be used from the back. Interesting. So it's very Xenoblade-esque, I guess. Where are we getting back? Ooh, we are really far from Gridania. We traveled quite a ways. So we're going to get back up there. Don't want to get too deep in the jungle at level 4. So basically our combo is going to be, let me try this out, because I've never played a melee class. This and then Vorpal Thrust is going to have extra damage. Huh. So this is one of those combo classes, but seeing how I've never used one before, I'm not too mad at doing it. That little chair icon means they're away from keyboard, AFK, not playing right now. And I believe the game actually like lowers its, where am I? Yeesh. It lowers the frame rate of the game so that it's not killing your computer while you're away from the game, which is very thoughtful. I'm glad they thought of that. I guess I could have just used return, but like we're so close, I'm not gonna waste that 15-minute cooldown on it. And it only takes like 5 seconds to cast. So if you're hit in that 5 seconds, very similar to RuneScape, which I never thought of as an MMO, but it actually is. If you're hit during that 5 seconds, it actually cancels your teleport, which sucks. Feels bad. So don't use it around enemies. Anyway, since we have completed these tasks, first off, we have access to our next story chapter, so we're definitely going to take that on right now. Whenever she loads in, I guess. Is she just not here? Why are none of the NPCs here? Are they downstairs because it's nighttime? I can't jump over that gate. Oh, you know, it'd probably kill me, so... I forgot that I didn't have like 600 HP. No, they're not downstairs. Why weren't they up there? Did they just not load in still? Or what? Because that's very... Yeah, they just didn't load in. Never saw that before. What's up? So, ooh, that's 900 yummy experience. Cool. Adventure to the instructor at the Bannock. Have you visited the Bannock on your wanderings? It is a training ground found just outside the city where the soldiers of the Order of the Twin Adder are drilled in swordplay and other martial matters. I mention this because of an acquaintance of mine, a gentleman by the name of Galfrid, is an instructor there. I think you might be of use to him. Go and introduce yourself and find out if there's anything you can do to help. So that's going to be outside of the city. Yeah, don't stray from the path or else we'll get bopped, basically. That's outside of the city, so are there any of these goals in New Gridania? There's one at the Archers Guild, so I'm actually going to warp over there. There's no reason to walk all that way. That's one of the great parts of the Aetherite shards, is just warping everywhere. You can, of course, I never mentioned this, you can warp from the big Aetherite to the smaller ones. Where was it? What was that area? Archers Guild. Good to know. I guess one important thing to mention is that you're not actually, like, forced into whatever class you choose at the beginning of the game. Changing classes is as simple as changing weapons, and we will get that ability to do that once we hit, like, level 20, I believe? Well, the fledgling adventure returns. Yep, I killed all those monsters. So this is actually a part where we're going to get to choose what reward we get. And usually it's going to be one thing for, like, warriors, one thing for wizards, and then one for money. And I'm actually going to choose the Leather of Eye Patch, which I can't actually... I believe we're a Disciple of War. Not a Disciple... Well, the other Disciple would be Magic, so yeah. I'm going to take that Eye Patch. We can't, like, equip it yet. But, you know, it's good to have it. And it was talking about the armory chest. Basically, that's where all of our armor is. We only have the eye patch and a ring? Wait, when did we get a ring? Must have been a reward. Well, yeah, equip that for sure. It's going to be good stuff. Anyway, we want to go to the Lancers Guild because we have a mission to complete there. Very important. Very important.